What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Tuesdays Playing with Powr. Tonight we are going to be streaming Lair Trilogy on the Nintendo Wii. If you haven't played Dragon's Lair, you either are too young to know what it is, or you just didn't care about totally awesome animated games. So tonight we've got that going on. It's going to be a fun one. I love the Dragon's Lair games. They are some of my personal favorite. It's labeled as a trilogy, even though one of the games is Space Ace, which we will be playing tonight. Space Ace is a fun one too. But we're going to start with... We'll start with Dragon's Lair 1 and work our way down, I suppose. I'm just going to give it a minute for the room to fill up before we get started. Now, if you notice, I'll move the light off of the Dragon's Lair 1 arcade machine on the left. If you look at the machine, the cool thing about this game in the 1980s when it came out was it was before a lot of games had popularized in terms of this type of QuickTime event or animation. And a lot of people take QuickTime event for granted these days. They complain about it even in a lot of games, which it does get annoying in games. But this was a very cool arcade cabinet in the sense that I believe it was 1983 that this game was released in the arcades. So you had your main screen that you played on, but above, right under the marquee, you can see there was a monitor there where people standing behind you could watch the movie/game play out, which was very cool back in the day. I remember as a kid, I think it was my 4th birthday, I stood and watched this one guy just totally wreck that game in the arcade. And it was eye-opening because the games on the market at the time were games like Donkey Kong, Q*bert, Galaga, basic, Missile Command, like run-of-the-mill arcade games, classic arcade games, Pac-Man. And then you had this, which was just so different because it was an animated cartoon taking place while you were playing a video game. So it was unlike anything anybody had seen in the arcades. It really took the arcades by storm. Dragon's Lair 2, Time Warp, when it came out, didn't have the monitor above the arcade machine below the marquee for some reason. But the screen was quite large, I remember. So people were able to stand around and see it. But I always thought... Smelly Wookie, welcome to the channel. I always thought the Dragon's Lair 1 arcade was really unique because it had that monitor below the marquee that people could watch the game on. Space Ace over here, I never actually played that one in the arcade. The Super Nintendo had a port of Space Ace, but it wasn't done in the Laserdisc style animation that the game was. It was more like a platformer. Same with Dragon's Lair. It was released on the NES and the Super Nintendo in very horrible ports. But this version, I believe you can buy Dragon's Lair on Blu-ray right now. There is a Blu-ray copy floating around that you can just put in your Blu-ray player and play through it with your remote control, which is really cool. It's downloadable on just about anything now when it comes to iOS or Android store for your cell phones. Game consoles have remasters and things like that. This is the Wii version of Dragon's Lair Trilogy, and I'm simply playing this because all 3 games are on one disc. And they were remastered for the Wii, so it makes it a little more accessible. It is a rare game on the Wii. It's tough to find. I personally do not have it in my collection. I'd like to get it in my collection, but it's a good game. It's if you've never played Dragon's Lair before, you're doing yourself a big disservice. So we'll zoom in a little so you can kind of see that monitor a little bit better where it showed your scenes, your score. Really cool setup for a machine. I'm just going to check my options and make sure our lives are set to infinite, because it is definitely it's definitely needed for a game like this. This game was basically designed to swallow your money back in the day. Now you can watch the game, which is really cool on this. You can actually sit through the game and just watch it play out. When you tally up the time of the game, if you were to get from beginning to end, I think there's guys who speedrun this game that finish it in like 7 to 12 minutes or something like that. Like, it's pretty quick. Don Bluth did the animation for all 3 of these games. And if you don't know who Don Bluth is, he was a fantastic animator in the 70s and 80s. He worked on classic 80s movies like The Secret of Nim, Fievel Goes West, there was a lot of cartoons that were done that you could really tell his animation style with. So when he was hired to make this game, he basically just drew up the cartoon, and they recorded the voices and then put in their blips for everyone to move. It is quite fast. I mean, when you add up the time of the movie, it's only about a 15-minute movie. There are different rooms you can go into, and what the arcade does is it flips the rooms in reverse when you get far enough. So, I mean, as long as you know all the patterns, you can get through pretty quick. But without the reverse rooms, it adds up to about a 10-minute, 12-minute movie. But it was the difficulty that made the game last. You had to have quick reflexes, and this version has arrows on the screen telling us which way to go, whereas the arcade just flashed. And either the sword would flash that you're carrying or a doorway or something, so you had to be on the lookout all the time for whatever was flashing on the screen. It's a little easier in this version with the arrows on the screen telling you which way to go and the sword button lighting up. But it's going to be fun. So without further ado, let's jump into Dragon's Lair. We'll start out with this one on the arcade. We'll play the home version. This one's going to be fun. This is one of my personal favorite arcade games from my childhood. I'd love to get my hands on an arcade machine at some point. I've never actually watched Stranger Things. A lot of people watch it and say that it's fantastic. It's always been in my back catalog. I've never got around to it. So as you see on the flash of the door there, that's the way the arcade would prompt you to move. Whereas this game has the arrows show up on screen. Whereas in the arcade, those ropes would just flicker. And there's our first death. We're going to see a lot of those in this run. It's you literally have milliseconds to hit the icon. The death animations are pretty cool, too. There's a lot of death animations, much like the Brain Dead 13 game we were playing the other night, which is identical to this. Same type of style, animation with quick-time events. But this game was huge in the 80s. Like, I remember they had a board game for this game at one point. And there was talks about a full Saturday morning cartoon in the works for this at one point that I don't believe was made. I could be wrong. Maybe it was. Ye Rapids? Let's head for Ye Rapids. It's been a while since I've played this game. I have defeated this game before. I own this game on Sega CD. I own it on Panasonic 3DO. I've got it on just about any system that it will allow to be on. Just because, again, it was one of my favorites. I love the game. I would really love to get my hands on an arcade cabinet at some point, but they're very expensive. And the fact that they run on a Laserdisc makes them very hard to maintain as well as to get your hands on. He sucked at this in the arcade? Yeah, I think everybody who played this sucked at it in the arcade. Again, unless you had a ton of quarters, I think you only got 3 lives in the arcade as well, so you had to just keep pumping in money. It was an ingenious idea. When you look at arcades back in the 80s, the whole point of the arcades was that they wanted to make games that made you spend your money. Because the higher the difficulty, the more people wanted to play it and defeat it, or get the high score, the more money people would spend. So when you've got a game like this that just continuously sucks your money, everybody wanted to see the end of the game. So you'd have people dumping tens of dollars into the game. And when I say tens of dollars, these games only cost a quarter when they came out. But 3 lives for a quarter, I mean, you'd go through... I mean, you've seen how many deaths we've had so far, mostly because I'm focusing on chat. But if those added up to quarters, like, I'd already be in for a couple of bucks by now. And I love that he doesn't really talk much in the game. He just does his little screams and grunts. Oh, ye whirlpools. See, the thing that sucks about this, too, like, we got through all of this while I was chatting before. And then I missed one little chain at the very end. If you don't get to the door and hear the little music chime, you're basically starting from the beginning of the room all over again. There was a version of the arcades where if you died, it started you in a different room. So you wouldn't know what you were pressing or what you were doing in the other rooms. But I love the animation of this game, and I love the design. Like, it's such a cool premise. So, like, this room here is one of the ones that reverses later. And you basically run it in the opposite direction. Which is, you know, it extends the game. And I believe there's ways you can take to speed up the game. So, like, depending on the route you take, you could finish the game faster. I'm not that attuned into the game. Oh, hit the wrong button. Poor Dirk. Dirk the Daring. Oh, I keep hitting to the right. The animation's fantastic in this game, but it's... Again, I grew up in the 80s, much like you, Smelly Wookie, and this was, like, typical animation back then. Like, the Don Bluth animation, it's so iconic. When you even think about... Like, Don Bluth had nothing to do with things like He-Man and stuff, but when you think about shows like He-Man, G.I. Joe, like, they just had iconic animation. And Don Bluth had his own way of doing animation, the way they moved and spoke. Very cool. This game was definitely one that caught my attention as a kid. And it's one that I don't grow tired of. Even though I've completed this game a million times over, I could play it forever. Like, I love it. And realistically, again, when you look at it, it's nothing more than QuickTime events, which... I mean, they have in video games nowadays, but it's just the way it was done was, for a 1980s game, like, it was just ingenious. There's Princess Daphne. This one's tough because you gotta be lightning fast on this one. If you're even off by a millisecond like that, you get zapped. Oh, the game's definitely a classic. Again, like, if I were to start collecting arcade machines, which I think down the line I'm going to start getting my hands on rather than cartridges, this is one I'd like to try and hunt down and have in my game room for sure. Like I've always said, I really want to focus on getting like old Nintendo cabinets like Donkey Kong, Popeye, God, you got to be quick there. Mario Brothers, not Super Mario Brothers, but the original Mario Brothers arcade. I'd like to get my hands on, like, all of those ones, but this is one of them that I want in that collection. Damn, this room's tough. Well, and that's what I was saying at the beginning of the stream. Like, everything that was popular at this point in time was, like, Donkey Kong, Q*bert, Pac-Man, Joust, Missile Command, like, games that, like you said, are using sprites, whereas this was full-fledged animation. You were interacting with an animated cartoon, which just made it amazing. Oh, it's a good thing I got infinite lives, because I'm really sticking around here. I'm talking while I'm playing, so I'm not focused on the movement. Not that I care. It just sucks that everybody has to watch me suck so bad at this game. I mean, the thing about having infinite lives is, again, you learn the patterns too, right? So you get better at it as time goes on. Oh, I hate this room. This is one where you have to be right on par or else you die instantly. Like, you get less than a millisecond to hit the... hit the prompts. And they reuse a lot of scenes. Like, it just kind of jumps all over the place, which is weird. But again, I think they just worked with whatever they had in terms of the animation, right? Don Bluth drew the cartoon, and then they had to make a game based on what they had to work with. But, like, right there, I missed. And I'm magically in a pool of muck. Like, he didn't fall in or anything, he's just in there. But again, they used what animation they had, right? Damn, see, like, right there, I just missed it by a millisecond. But you gotta be quick in this room. It's a tough one. Damn, again, I just missed it. I thought I had to press up there for some reason, and it was the sword. Oh, I pressed up too fast that time. Hey, and even there, like, if you push the button too fast, it kills you. So again, you think about in the arcades, like, if this was money, I'd literally be at, 75 cents right now, just in this one room. And in the 1980s, like, people go, well, it's just a quarter. But in the 1980s, frickin' spending $5 in the arcade was sometimes, like, a kid's entire allowance. Like, it was a lot of money. For $5, you could go and see a movie in the 1980s. Like, if you put the equivalent into most arcades today that are, like, at least $1 per play. Like, if you were spending $1 every 3 lives in this game, you'd have to pump in, like, 50, 60 bucks just to complete it. Unless you were, like, an arcade genius. Dirt disintegrated. Oh, I hit it late. Oh, again, I did it early this time. Damn it. This room's tough because you basically have to jump right at the right second. There we go. I will not drink. You instantly die if you drink that potion. There we go. Oh, this room bugs the shit out of me, too. Oh, I love these deaths. Some of them are great. Oh, I went too early. Damn. Poor Dirk. I mean, the guy was basically made to be abused. But, like, in the 1980s, growing up in the era of Saturday morning cartoons, like, this was great. Like, it was like going to the arcade and playing a Saturday morning cartoon. I didn't play it much as a kid, simply because, I mean, I was only 3 or 4 years old. Like, I wasn't skilled enough to play a game like this. So, I never wasted my money. But, I mean, as time grew on, like, whenever I'd go to the arcades, Smelly Wookie, growing up in Winnipeg, actually, when we'd go to places like Magic Land, I remember they had this machine at one point, and I tried getting through it. Magic Land was an arcade that I went to as a kid, where you would pay a flat rate, and you'd go into this arcade, and you get to play every game there for free until your time is up. So I used to I used to play this game at Magic Land when I was a little older. That was when I got my chance at this. Dirk gets no respect, pretty much. Damn. Again, you gotta hit it so fast. Okay, so it's up. Then sword. Down. Sword again. And then I believe it's to the right. Yep. Yeah, that place was a blast. I mean, it's a shame in today's technology that it doesn't exist anymore. At least I don't think it does, the last I heard. How would it? But with barcades and things like that these days, like, that place would have done well if they'd maintained their machines and were able to keep the doors open. I mean, could you imagine a place you could go to today and play old retro arcade games and just pay a flat rate? Like, it'd be amazing. So here's the reverse room of what we did earlier. Damn. I keep hitting the buttons from the other room, and this is again where it's been closed for a while. Yeah, that's what I figured. I keep hitting the patterns to the last time we were in this room because it's still fresh in my mind. And I keep screwing up. Damn. This room's tricky. This room's always the one that gives me probably the hardest time when I'm playing this game. Electric checkerboard of doom. Alright, another room of ropes. Uh-oh. Dirk's such an idiot. I like it, though. The reverse mechanical horse. I thought it was cool. I remember playing this board game as a kid. I always thought it was cool that they had a board game for it. And from what I remember, it worked pretty well. Ah, damn. So we'll be doing Dragon's Lair 2 Time Warp after this. If we ever get through this. And then we'll be doing Space Ace following that. And again, Space Ace is one I haven't really played much of, but we'll definitely get around to it. Dirk did. Oh, he did. Oh, the horseman. There's the reverse of this room now. The second bout. And what the reverse rooms did was they basically went faster than the other rooms. So it was like an increased difficulty almost. Oh, I didn't press left fast enough. There we go. Oh, Dirk, don't do it! Here's the reverse of this room again, as we went through it before. Oh, shit. Hit the wrong button there. It's tough because, like, your eyes play tricks on you. You think you see which way to go and you smack the wrong directional button. It's because you gotta be so quick. It's quick to be a spaz. It's very easy to be a spaz and just go, holy crap, and press the wrong button. See, like right there. I pressed up instead of to the right. Ah, damn. It does move pretty quick, but again, that was the second bout through that room, and that's what I mean, like, when they reverse it, it goes faster than the first time. But see, if you screw up, even like we got through this scene and started going down the stairs, you have to start from the beginning of the scene again, which is tough. But in the arcade, like this is the home version, so in the arcade, it would start you in a random room. But if you were already on reverse rooms, you'd basically have to go through them again, which made it even more difficult. So anytime you saw somebody at the end of the game, in the arcades, man, they must have forked in a lot of money or be very good at the game. Like, they must have spent a lot of time analyzing patterns and... I mean, but that's all arcades were in the 1980s, was figuring out patterns, right? And here we are, end of the game. Slutty Daphne. The biggest ditz on the planet. Oh, the sound effects are great.
Please save me. The cage is locked with a key. The dragon keeps it around his neck. To slay the dragon, use the magic
This room's the toughest because if you die, you start from the very beginning of the room. And have to go through all of this all over again. Even if I got here sometimes, like on the Sega CD version, this is when I'd quit. Because it got frustrating to go through it over and over again. And you gotta be real fast in this room, too. And there we go. There's Dragon's Lair. Dragon's Lair 1 completed. And we're only 35 minutes in. That's not too shabby. I definitely need some Mountain Dew after that. Oh, that was fun. I'm just gonna give it a minute here so I can go through the chat, because having to look at the chat like really quickly and then move on to the screen is tough. I feel bad because I don't want anybody in the chat feeling like I'm ignoring them. Well, and again, it's not a matter of making quick work of it. It's again, when you look at it as an arcade game, a lot of people would give up after a couple dollars, and then the next person would step up to the plate. They'd die as, like, you saw how often we were dying in that game. It's a little different on a home release because you can put on your infinite lives and just kind of find your way through it. In the arcade, it was really rare to see somebody get to the final room of the game because, again, you either had to have a lot of money or be really good at the game. Alrighty. Let's go back, and now we'll move on to Dragon's Lair 2. Time Warp. This one, I'll admit, I've played it a few times. I've never completed it. I believe it's a little bit longer than the original Dragon's Lair. And then Space Ace, like I said, I'm not too familiar with it, so I don't know how long that one is. But we'll... let's move into it, I guess. Let's get options in here and make sure we got infinite lives, because if... Okay, this stays the same. Good. Because if you don't have infinite lives, you're restarting every 3 lives from the beginning, and that's just dumb. This mode plays the original ending scene that was in the arcade version of the game. Well, that's what we want. No, I remember seeing this one in the arcade, but I got so frustrated with the original Dragon's Lair that I was like, forget it, I'm not playing it. There was a PC release of it in the late 90s. And I remember trying it for a little bit, but it didn't run too well on my PC, so I didn't get very far into it. This is Daphne's mother, I'm assuming, mad because she got kidnapped. God, I couldn't imagine if my mother-in-law was like that. I'd get a divorce. That or I'd find somewhere to hide. Oh, shit. I messed it up again. Oh, I think he'd rather take his... She's scary. I think Dirk would rather take his chances with the snake. Jesus, she just doesn't give up. Maybe she should be rescuing Daphne.
You must be Dirk. Dirk the Daring. Fetch me a drink on the well. Daphne's lost in the halls of time. A prisoner, she's under a spell. Hasten, lad, hurry. We'll get her back. Defeat the foul wizard. My brother.
Holy, this room's tricky. Oh, damn.
So, dear brother, you'll bring Dirk here. You collisionous, clanking piece of junk. Boil in the mud, you meddling old fool. Dirk will be helpless once you...
There's a lot of sword icons in this one, more than the other ones so much.
You want Daphne?
Like, it seems like that's what I'm pressing the majority of the time.
Go get her!
My hero.
Get the sword! Hurry, son! Hurry! Daphne's mine! Farewell, you fool!
Oh, I hit the wrong button. Damn, I was on a roll there, too. Oh, see, and I'm starting from the beginning. Oh, that's brutal.
So, dear brother, you'll bring Dirk here. You collisionous, clanking piece of junk. Boil in the
This one's harder because the rooms are longer.
Dirk will be
Like, the other one, you do a couple clicks and you're through the room, whereas this one, it's longer rooms, and if you screw up, you're doing a long room all over again, right?
Go get her!
My hero.
No! Oh! God damn it! Oh, this is so hard! Like, it gets so fast near the end there, and it's just... You can easily press the wrong button. Oh! I'm glad I didn't play this one in the arcades. This would have frustrated the piss out of me. Oh my god, now I'm pressing the wrong button all over the place. I gotta get it together.
So, dear brother, you'll bring Dirk here, you collisionist clanking piece of junk. Boil in the mud, you meddling old fool. Dirk will be helpless once you've been sunk. You are Daphne! Go get her!
My hero.
Oh! Oh, the humanity. Right? Like, now I'm screwing up in places I shouldn't be. Because I'm just flustered now. Like, it's...
So, dear brother, you'll
And I'll tell you,
here, you collisionist
I'm on my pain meds for my migraines. So, because they're pain meds, my reaction times are slowed. Because I'm looped on my drugs. So I guess you could say I took them to add to the challenge, I guess. No, I screwed it up again. God damn it. Oh, this is a tough one. This is way harder than the first one. Again, it's what makes it harder so far is that they're longer rooms. I don't know if they stay that way throughout the game, but so far, like, this room's really long in comparison to anything that's in the first Dragon's Lair game. Fuck, I did it again. Oh.
So, dear brother, you'll bring Dirk here.
They're not performance enhancing. Nope, not in the least.
So, dear brother, you'll bring Dirk here, you collisionist
I always compare it to almost being stoned, you know? Like, you're lightheaded, your eyes don't move as quickly as they should, and your reaction time is drastically slowed, which is obviously why they tell you not to drive on pain medication, but it's, God, I did it again!
So, dear brother, you'll bring Dirk here, you collisionist clanking piece of junk.
Okay, I'm really gonna try and focus now, because this is getting old. I want to see a different scene of the game. Oh my god, Dirk. It does make things more interesting, but I mean, the thing about this one is, again, like, once we were in that T-Rex's mouth, that should have been a new scene almost. Like, it's just a lot to have to repeat. And see, in this case, like right there, I just nudged the directional button, moving my thumb over to the sword button, and it instantly kills me because it registers that I pressed the wrong button. Like, it doesn't even allow you to mistake a button without killing you. So you always have to be precise, which, I mean, I guess that's the point of the game. It is the challenge of the game, right? But it does make it frustrating.
Go get her!
My hero.
Oh, I hit the wrong button. Jesus. Oh! It's so frustrating.
So, dear brother, you'll bring Dirk here. You collision this clanking piece of junk. Boil in the mud to
Sword again, then 2 more swords, I believe. Yeah. Nope. God damn it. I wanted to buy this game for my Wii a while ago. But even now, like, this game being the rarity that it is, I shouldn't say rarity. I mean, the Wii isn't that old. This shouldn't be considered a rare game. But I don't think you can get the game for less than $100 to $120. And honestly, Dragon's Lair, I don't care what format it's on, it's nowhere near worth $120, even for the trilogy. It's the fact that you can buy this on Blu-ray, and it's a better remaster than what's on the Wii. Like, and you can buy the Blu-ray for like $25. So, I refuse to buy it on the Wii. It's one of those games that I think over time will go down in price, because nobody gives a shit about the Wii. But, I mean, this version's pretty solid. The remaster turned out pretty damn good.
Get the sword! Hurry, son! Hurry! Daphne's mine! Farewell, you fool!
Oh, thank God!
Quick, boy! Through the glass!
Alice in Wonderland, nice.
Make way for the queen, you see what I mean? Stop that bouncing! Off with the head! Off with the head! Assassin! Princess Daphne!
Oh, what a trip. God, I couldn't imagine playing this game, like, on mushrooms or something. Like, I'd pay about $3.50. Ain't no game worth no $3.50. Ah, shit, I hit the wrong button. Right out of the gate.
Quick, boy! Through the glass!
Why do I use the sword when I should be pressing right? God damn it.
Quick, boy! Through the glass!
Good Sir Knight, can you join us in a fight? Make way for the queen, you see what I mean?
Stop that bouncing! Off with the head! Off with the head! Assassin!
Princess Daphne is mine!
After that rabbit! Don't mind if we do! After that rabbit!
Oh, no! And that was the door to get out, too, I'm guessing.
Quick, boy! Through the glass!
Well, at least this room isn't as problematic as the last one.
Make way for the queen, you see what I mean?
And we haven't watched this scene 5 million times yet, either.
Quick, boy! Through the glass!
Good Sir Knight, can you join us in a fight? Make way for the queen, you see what I mean?
Stop that bouncing! Off with the head! Off with the head! Assassin!
Princess Daphne is mine!
After that rabbit! Don't mind if we do! After that rabbit!
Was brilliant the slightly told declare and gimble in the wave for mimsy were the borgos and the morass outbreak.
Holy, it's tough with this one because the cartoon blends in with the arrows. It sucks because I can see why you go into attract mode to watch the story after, because I'm not watching any of the movie. I'm watching the arrows.
Back. Stop right there. One more step and you're finished. Ooh.
Holy shit. Okay, so I pressed right even when it wanted me to press right, but I didn't press it fast enough. Like, you literally have to know to press it immediately.
No visitors.
But that's again where this game was designed to suck your money, because you have to go through that at least once to know to press it
Stop
that
right
fast.
there. One more step and you're finished. Ooh.
It's a total acid trip. Yeah, pretty much. Like, could you imagine?
Visitors. Back.
Like, if I took a dose of mushrooms and walked into the arcade and saw this, I'd be like, what the hell? I'd think I was, like, too high to know what I was doing. Oh, they were spanking his ass there. That's hilarious.
Go away. No visitors. Back. Stop right there. One more step and you're finished. Ooh.
Okay, well, again, I pressed right and it didn't fucking do it. Jesus. This is tough.
Go away. No visitors. Back. Stop right there. One more step and you're finished. Ooh.
Oh, I pressed the wrong button. Oh, this one's totally harder. The thing is that you have to press the buttons faster and the scenes are longer. So they've really ramped up the difficulty. Even and we're playing on easy right now. Like, I basically just wanted to get through the games, but I mean, from what I understand, easy is the same setting as the arcade was on. But if you wanted a challenge, you put it on harder. And you have to push the buttons even faster, which is basically you memorize the entire thing.
Go away. No visitors. Back.
I mean, I like these games for the animation. The Don Bluth, I mean, it's iconic.
Step and you're finished. Ooh.
There was talks at one point not too long ago that they were going to get Don Bluth to do a movie of this. And they were going to hire him to do the animation or something, and it was a Kickstarter, I think, or something like that. Not sure if it ever took hold. They showcased, like, a scene of it for their Kickstarter. Some people were calling bullshit on it. But I don't know whatever. I should look into that sometime and see what happened with it.
Step and you're finished. Ooh.
Like, they were going to do, like... And it was just a couple of years ago, too. They were talking about a full-length movie or something like that.
Stop right there.
Which, I mean, I'd go and see it.
Step and you're finished. Ooh.
Hang on, brother. Don't eat him. They're here's our ticket to fame and...
Oh, I pressed the sword button again. Jesus. Well, and it wasn't even a movie version of the game. It was like a new movie. Like, it was going to be... I think it was a movie. I don't think it was a game that was slated. It was, I think, a movie. I don't know. I'll have to... I can't remember what it was. Somebody was talking about it on a podcast a while ago. And I'd have to check it out to see what it was, but I know there was a Kickstarter at one point for something to do with Dragon's Lair not too long ago.
Hang on, brother. Don't eat him. They're here's our ticket to fame and...
Oh, I pushed down instead of up. God damn it.
Go away. No visitors.
See, and the fact that you got to start all the way over here again, like... The rooms are just significantly longer than the first one again. I know I keep saying that, but it just... That's where the difficulty is, right? Like, could you imagine playing this in the arcades? Like, you would definitely be going through a ton of cash on this one compared to the first one. Like, the first one was difficult, but this one's like, hi, welcome to hell.
They're here's our ticket to fame and fortune. Look here.
shit. These are another one where you gotta press the button so fast on those guys.
Go away! No visitors! Back! Stop right there! One more step and you're finished. Ooh!
See, like right there, you have to go right and then left instantly. You can't... Like, you basically hit them both at the same time. You gotta go so fast.
Hang on, brother. Don't eat him. There here's our ticket to fame and fortune. Look here, I'll get you the princess when you bring Eve to me.
Again, I hit the sword button. Why didn't it do anything? Like, you have to hit it so fast.
Go away! No visitors! Back!
I'm not complaining. I mean, I love this. I love this game. Like, it's a classic.
Step and you're finished. Ooh!
Hang on, brother. Don't eat him. There here's our ticket to fame and
Okay, so up and then two swords, I believe.
I'll get you the princess when you bring
And to the right.
Eve to me.
Sword. Sword again. Sword again.
Apple.
Shit! Oh! Almost there.
Hey, no visitors!
We're moving along.
Back!
It might not seem like it, but we're making progress.
Stop right there! One more step and you're finished. Ooh!
I just keep repeating it because I know how much you guys enjoy looking at that lady.
Hang on, brother. Don't eat him.
Almost. Almost.
Go away! No visitors! Back! Stop right there!
There's gonna be left, up,
One more step
right
and you're
twice.
finished. Ooh!
left, and then to the right, and then to the left, and twice to the left.
Hang on, brother. Don't eat him. There here's our ticket to fame and
Up.
fortune. Look here, I'll get you the princess when you bring Eve to me. Eve. Apple.
Oh shit! Ugh!
Go away! No visitors!
That's got to be the end of the room too.
Back! Stop right there! One more step and you're finished. Ooh! Go away! No visitors! Back! Stop right there! One more step and you're finished. Ooh!
Dirk got some lovin'. Yeah, don't let Chub Rub ruin your love.
Go away! No visitors! Back! Stop right there!
She looks like the kind of chick that would go ass to mouth.
One more step and you're finished. Ooh!
Hang on, brother. Don't eat him. There here's our ticket to fame and fortune. Look here, I'll get you the princess when you bring Eve to me. Eve. Apple.
Halt! Oh no! Oh dear! Dear! Oh my goodness!
Oh, goddamn! Don't tell me I'm starting from the beginning. Oh, god damn it.
Go away!
Ah, some of that was a fluke, too. I shouldn't have got that far.
Stop right there. One more step and you're finished. Ooh. Go away. No visitors. Back. Stop right there. One more step and you're finished. Ooh.
Oh, fuck me. I'm screwing up left, right, and center now. I'm pushing the wrong buttons.
Go away. No visitors.
This room's problematic.
Back. Stop right there. One more step and you're finished. Ooh.
This one's giving me more trouble than that first room in the game.
Hang on, brother. Don't eat him. Dirk here's our ticket to fame and fortune. Look here, I'll get you the princess when you bring Eve to me. Eve. Apple.
Halt.
Oh my god! Dirk has VD.
Go away.
Oh,
No visitors. Back.
I'm gonna have a stroke in a minute.
Stop right there. One more step and you're finished. Ooh.
It's too bad there wasn't like an assist mode where you could just tell it to get you through the one room of the game, so you could move on to the next. Because I would definitely take a pass right now. I mean, I'd rather complete it, but it's just, it's so
Dirk here's our
difficult.
ticket to fame and fortune. Look here, I'll get you the princess when you bring Eve to me. Eve. Apple.
Halt. Oh no. Oh dear. Dear. Oh my goodness.
Oh, come on, Dirk. Oh, thank God we're through that room. Oh no, it's Beethoven. Shit. Oh, I'm in Beethoven's swill water. His mead. Oh, this is tough. It's definitely harder. I know I keep saying it, but it's so much harder than the first game. Because these scenes are just so long. And if you make just one mistake, it's back to the beginning. I mean, it's good for a sense of challenge, especially... But, like, if I were playing this in the arcade, like, how frustrating would that be? You just gotta get good, bruh. Oh, like right there, I hit left instead of the sword button. The death scene is great. Well, I'm sure you'll be seeing a lot of it, so that's good. Oh, no! Folks, I hope you're having a good time watching me suck at video games. If you're new to the stream, welcome to the stream. If you're not yet a follower, make sure you hit that follow button so you can get yourselves in for my follower-only draw. We gave away a $100 Visa gift card a few weeks ago in August. September's draw is for a pair of Beats headphones. All you need to do to qualify is become a follower of the channel. It's just my way of saying thanks for following and for supporting the channel and stopping by and watching me lose my mind at games like this. Other than that, I hope you guys have a great night, and I hope you guys enjoy yourselves. Thursday, we will be doing a Retro Request Live. Any retro game, any retro console. If you have any retro games you want to see me play, make sure to hit me up in the comments, or you can get onto my Instagram or Twitter and send me a message on there letting me know what you want to see, and I will get to those games as quickly as I can when we do our requests. They're a lot of fun if you haven't seen one yet. I would definitely encourage you to come out Thursday night, 8:30 p.m. Pacific Time, while we do the Retro Request Live. Friday, of course, we will be streaming Spider-Man on the PS4. Really looking forward to that one. I think it's going to be a gooder. Holy shit, we got through that room. Holy, I can't believe I hammered through that quickly. Shit. You missed some treasure. You must go back to receive them before you can continue your quest. What? Oh, fuck right off. I better only have to repeat this one room. Oh, I missed the bow and arrow. I didn't realize you had to do that. It's nice that the game tells you. Make sure you grab treasures when you see them. So do I already have that even though I died, or do I have to get it again? Like, I keep pressing up to get the arrow again and it won't let me. Okay, I must already have it. Yeah, because I can't get the bow and arrow again either. So I've got them now. So let's just get through here. If it makes me repeat the whole fucking game, I'm just going to quit. And we're going to play Space Ace. Because I am not going through all of that all over again. Oh my god, I keep hitting the wrong button because I'm so agitated at this now. Again, in the arcade, like, I can't even imagine how pissed off I would be if I'd spend all this money trying to get here, and then it tells me, oh, you need to go back. I'd be like, fist your ass.
You must be Dirk. Dirk the Daring. Fetch me a big thing on the well. Daphne's lost in the halls of time. A prisoner she's under a spell.
Well, at least it starts me in here, not at the
Must be
beginning.
Dirk. Dirk the Daring. Fetch me a big thing on the well.
Damn it.
You must be Dirk. Dirk the Daring. Fetch me a big thing on the well. Daphne's lost in the halls of time. A prisoner she's under a spell. Hasten, lad, hurry. We'll get her back.
Defeat the foul wizard. My brother in black.
Shit!
You must be Dirk. Dirk the Daring. Fetch me a big thing on the well. Daphne's lost in the halls of time. A prisoner she's...
Oh my god, I am so frustrated now. I can't even keep it together anymore.
You must be Dirk. Dirk the Daring. Fetch me a big thing on the well. Daphne's lost in the halls of time. A prisoner she's under a spell.
Like, do I need to get that key? Or is that just the key left over on the corpse from the last game? Because that's the skeleton of the dragon.
Fetch me a big thing on the well.
I'm guessing it's just, I would hate to
A prisoner
go
she's...
through here and then it goes, oh, you should have grabbed the key.
Hasten, lad, hurry. We'll get her back.
Defeat the foul wizard. My brother in black.
Okay, so let's see where it takes us now. You missed the treasure again.
You must be Dirk. Dirk the Daring. Fetch me a...
Like, what the hell am I missing?
You must be Dirk.
I don't think it makes me repeat the whole game because it's keeping track of the fact that I'm missing shit.
A prisoner she's under a spell. Hasten, lad, hurry. We'll
Okay,
get
so
her
we got the
back.
key now.
Defeat the foul wizard. My brother in black.
You must be Dirk. Dirk the Daring. Fetch me a big thing on the well. Daphne's lost in the halls of time. A prisoner she's under a spell. Hasten, lad, hurry. We'll get her back.
Defeat the foul wizard. My brother in black.
What?
No, dear brother, you'll bring Dirk here. You collectionist.
Kiss my ass.
Some junk. Boil in the mud, you meddling old fool. Dirk will be helpless once you've been sunk.
Like, why? Why would it be in a quick time game? Why would it let you bypass all the shit you need to make you go back? Like, what a middle finger to give somebody. Like, it's one thing for a home game, but if this were arcade, what a way to say fuck you to somebody who would have wasted tons of money by that point.
You are Daphne!
Oh.
Dear brother, you bring dirt here, you collisionous, clanking piece of junk. Boil in the mud, you meddling old fool. Dirt will be helpless once you've been
I don't like quitting things, but I just... Like, this wasn't even the only frustrating part of the game. Like, I just would hate to repeat it all. And the thing about those treasures was, like, they're just sitting there on the screen. They don't blink. They're not highlighted. Like, you could easily miss those.
My hero.
So, dear brother, you bring dirt here, you collisionous, clanking piece of junk.
Okay, we're gonna quit. Let's just watch the game. Let's watch the whole thing so we can see the whole thing. And I can monitor chat for a little bit and grab a drink and take a break before Space Ace. That was frustrating.
You better fight
I just want to see how much we had left, because we should have been close to the end if you needed those treasures. See, he didn't take the bow and arrow or the arrow that time either.
You can run, boy. You cannot fight.
Unless it just automatically gives it to him.
You must be Dirk. Dirk the Daring. Fetch me a big thing on the well. Daphne's lost in the halls of time. A prisoner she
I'm assuming
under a spell.
it's because we're just watching the game, like he's already got the items kind of thing. Because we're just watching the animation. It's kind of cool that I get to sit and watch it now, because I was literally just watching the sides and the top of the screen for icons.
So, dear brother, you bring dirt here, you collisionous, clanking piece of junk. Boil in the mud, you meddling old fool. Dirt will be helpless once you've been sunk. You are Daphne. Go get
There was an egg that flashed on the side of the screen of this room. I'm wondering if that was part of the treasures. It looks like there's a treasure in every room that I'm missing.
My hero.
Oh, well, it is watching a cartoon now. That's all we're doing. What I'm watching for is all the shit I missed now, because it would have made me go back for that, too. So there was the egg in here that disappeared. Now, he's gonna warp out of here.
quick, boy, through the glass.
Good Sir Knight.
Here to join us in a fight. Make way for the queen, you see what I mean?
This is reversed from the last time we did it. And again, you can easily miss these treasures that they call them because you're watching all the on-screen commands.
Don't mind if we do. After that rabbit.
Like, there was a card there that I'm assuming you're supposed to grab.
Was brilliant the slightly told decay and gimble in the way for mimsy were the borgos and the moras outbreak.
God, Acid Trip Central. Yeah, so unless you've played the game before, like you're playing for the first time, you would easily miss all these treasures that are in the game and have to go back and get them all, even though you're at the end of the game would be my guess, because why else would it send you back? And it looks like there's one in every one, because somewhere around where those snakes show up in here, I saw something, I think it was either an apple or a key, where I kept saying, do I need to grab that?
One more step and you're finished.
Or even there was a flaming sword there. And there's the apple flashing on the left. So, again, stuff you could easily miss.
Here's our ticket to fame and fortune.
And at no point does it tell you to be on the lookout for that stuff. So you'd have to play this game and go through everything just to find out the game gives you a middle finger and tells you to go back. I'm curious how much we had left.
Dear. Oh my goodness.
Well, again, I get why they did it, but I'm assuming, like, again, I'm not looking at the arcade cabinet. I'm sure in the instructions in the arcade cabinet it probably said, make sure to watch out for treasures. But I don't think it would have said there's one in each room. Because so far that's what I'm counting. Like, it's easy to see them now when I'm not looking for flashing icons. Right? Like, I haven't seen anything in this room yet. There's a hammer. Golden hammer. Like, I couldn't imagine having to redo all this. Okay, now what was in this room that we missed? Like, even if the game, there was a sword there, even if the game would have done what it did the first time, where you get through a room and it says you've missed treasures, and then you just repeat the room, you would know after the first room to be on the lookout for them, right? Like, that is frustrating. I know I'm complaining a lot about it, but after all that work, it just sucks to have to go back and get it all again. There's an hourglass. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff we missed. But again, you don't notice it until you're sitting here watching it, because you're on the lookout for all these flickers and flashes. Jesus. Yeah, so I'm guessing this is the end of the game. But she's an airhead.
Dirk, my hero.
That's it? Wow. Yeah, so we were at the end of the game. That was, that's crazy. Communications with Wii Remote have been interrupted. Okay, well, let's exit out of the game and we'll get back in. What a shot in the nuts that was. But, I mean, what a game. It's a good game. It's just, it would have been good to have known from the beginning that that's what we had to look for. Alright, so we'll move on to Space Ace, which hopefully isn't as bad. Does this have infinite lives as well? Yeah. I think this one's a lot like Dragon's Lair, where you just have to get through it. It's not a matter of picking up extra items. Ace, this is the hardest difficulty. No.
There's Borg's ship.
Close, Ming Ming.
Oh, hit the wrong button, damn. So, he's a kid who turns into a dude? Is that what I'm getting from this?
Close, Ming Ming.
Whoa!
Alright.
Kimberly, come in. Are you okay?
Oh, sure. I'm just kidnapped by aliens, that's all.
I'll save you, Kimmy.
Get me out of here!
Wow.
Awesome animation again.
You cannot win.
Kimberly, come in. Are you okay?
Are you okay? I love that voice.
I'll save you, Kimmy.
At least this guy talks, unlike Dirk. Dirk just kind of grunts. And screams like a bitch.
Wow. Whoa! Ah! Whoa! Whoa!
Okay.
Dexter! Get me out of here!
Sorry, folks. I'm not meaning to be quiet in the chat. It's just focusing on the action. Damn, I'm hitting the wrong button. It's nice to have some dialogue. Yeah, it's a definite change of pace, that's for sure. So, what I want to know is, like, is this guy like Shazam? Like, does he just turn into an adult whenever he wants? Or, like, what's the... Like, is he under some kind of spell? Or, like, is he regular an adult? Or is that Kimberly chick, like, molesting him? Oh, I keep hitting the wrong button. This guy keeps telling me I'm gonna lose. What the hell? It's another one of those rooms where you need to, like, press the button immediately. Like, you have no reaction time. Ah! Damn! Well, this room's a little harder. Is that all that guy tells you, is you're gonna friggin' lose? Oh, I'm so mentally drained. I'm screwing up left, right, and center. My bad, ladies and gentlemen, but welcome to me sucking at video games. Okay, there we go. Damn. Oh, at least that guy's not saying you will lose over and over anymore. Ah, it's Optimus Prime. Well, that kind of just jumped to him arriving on another planet. Damn. The blue dude's a dick. Yeah, pretty much.
Beware your dark side. Beware your dark side.
Oh my god. Keep hitting the wrong button.
Beware your dark side.
Like, I'm hitting a button, I'm just hitting the wrong one.
Whoa! Kenny!
Beware your dark side.
Shit. Wow!
Kenny!
Beware your dark side.
Oh, I keep hitting the wrong button. Oh, why?
Whoa! Kenny!
Beware your dark side.
God damn. You know, it's tough because your eyes get sore.
Beware your dark
And
side.
again, being on these painkillers, like my reaction time's just nothing. And your mind starts going, okay, it's coming up, I gotta move left, I gotta do this. But it's the opposite because your mind is jumping ahead. Oh, I just made him shoot himself in the dick. That's awesome.
Whoa! Wow!
Dexter! Dexter!
Wow! No!
What's the dude's name? Dexter?
Yikes!
Oh, I cannot win? Like, I'm gonna lose?
Wow!
So they just randomly change his dialogue to mean the same friggin' thing?
Dexter, you're late.
Call me Ace, huh?
Thanks. I'll walk. Dexter, the Infanto ray is about to be fired at Earth.
Call me Ace, huh? Where's the ray located?
In the center of the complex.
Can you get us in there?
Yes.
Lug nuts. Worf know I'm here?
Yes, and he's geared for battle.
Let's say we shoot Worf with his own Infanto.
Why, yes.
Would say we have dinner tonight.
Get serious.
I am.
Make a right.
Watch out, Worf, old buddy. Here we come.
Dexter!
Call me Ace, huh?
Come on. Use the aqua booms.
Black eel is in the tank.
Kenny! Come on!
Straight ahead.
Oh!
Which way? Which way? Which way?
Damn. I was on a roll there.
Kenny!
Dexter, the Infanto ray is...
Take that. Run! Run!
Oh, shit. Oh my god.
Kenny!
Dexter!
race.
Take that. Run! Run!
Again, I screw up in the same place. Jesus.
Kimmy!
Shit.
Kimmy!
Oh my god.
Kimmy! Whoa! Kimmy!
Oh, I'm just doing terrible now.
Kimmy!
God, I'm always hitting to the right instead of the fire button.
Kimmy!
Just gotta get my shit together. See, because after you hit the fire button, it's to the right. Oh, I can't believe I was doing so much better in this room, and now I'm sucking ass.
Kimmy!
I think there's a reason these games are so short. Like, you're supposed to get through one and then just stop. Like, it's just too much.
Kimmy!
That's okay, I think we're almost through this one, to be honest. My guess by the story, anyways, unless I'm wrong. God damn it. Shut up, blue asshole. Cammy!
Dexter, the Infanta race.
Take that. Run! Run! Take that.
Oh my god.
Kimmy!
Like, I literally got to where I had to be, and I screwed it up.
Dexter, the Infanta race.
Take that. Run! Run! Take that.
Oh, Dexter. Isn't he adorable? Can we keep him?
Call me Ace, huh?
Hey.
Wow, that was it? Oh, man, that was a short game. That was a real short one. It explains why Space Ace wasn't as popular, I guess. It's, yeah, real interesting ending. Like, the dude you've been fighting gets turned into a baby, but he's not gonna forget that he hates your guts, I would assume, when he gets older. Wow. So that is the Dragon's Lair Trilogy. Yeah, that's probably going to wrap up tonight's stream then. That's an early night, but it was fun anyways. That was a good run. I feel bad we didn't finish Dragon's Lair 2 without having to watch the whole thing. That was a little disappointing, but it is what it is. It's yeah, those were really fun to watch. It was nice to go back to those games. I haven't played, well, Dragon's Lair 1 or 2 I haven't played in years, but Space Ace, that was a first for me. That was a lot of fun. Make sure, folks, again, if you're not a follower yet, if you had a good time, make sure you hit that follow button. Get in on my follower-only draws. This September, we'll be giving away a pair of Beats headphones to one lucky follower. And also Thursday night, we're going to be doing our Retro Request live stream starting at 8:30 p.m. Pacific time. Make sure to drop in the comments any retro game, any retro console you want to see me play, and I will add it to the list of games. You can also hit me up on my Facebook page, Real Max Powr, and submit your requests there, as well as on Twitter or Instagram. Again, big thanks to everybody who came out tonight. Thank you, Smelly Wookie. That was a really fun stream. I really had fun doing that one. Tomorrow night, 8:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Rick and Morty PSVR. Virtual Rickality, I believe it is called. So we will be streaming that. The setup will look a little different tomorrow night because I'll be streaming directly from the PSVR. And I guess all you guys will see on the screen is whatever I'm looking at and then the chat. So it's going to be a different look for tomorrow night because it's, you know, whatever the system offers. It's a little weird that you can't set up something in OBS for PSVR. I know I could, but I wouldn't be able to see the chat. So I wouldn't be able to interact with you guys at all. So I'll be doing it from the PlayStation directly. And then Thursday night again is our Retro Request. Friday night, Spider-Man, PlayStation 4. I will be streaming that game starting at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So make sure you hang out and you watch all those streams. I think they're going to be a lot of fun. Much thanks again to everybody who came out tonight. I hope you have a great time, or had a great time, and have a great time throughout the week as we continue on our week of amazing games that make you want to wear your white pants. So, you guys have yourselves a wonderful evening. My apologies again that it's a little earlier night, but we will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great night, everyone. Take care.